Hi everybody, welcome to our TNT today. A beautiful sunny day here in Pattaya, Thailand, and I do promise to keep my clothes on today. Today we're talking about currency rates and some perceptions about currencies. We're going to check the facts. By the way, when you are sending a message about today's story, you will find that you'll get an autocorrect from Thai Baht to Bath. Happens all the time. Maybe some people can't spell Baht as well, that's another thing. But it all starts with this article in pattayamail.com. Let's check it out. Pattaya's off-season sees expats citing exchange rates, not Thailand, for changing the experience. And plenty of people chiming in over the last couple of months, blaming this and that and the other thing for Thailand languishing in its tourist numbers at the moment. Pattaya seems to have a particular problem, and a lot of the blame seems to be going towards, well, the Thai currency. Let's check out the story. As Pattaya moves deeper into its traditional low season, local businesses and long-term visitors are reporting an unusually subdued atmosphere, with many attributing the slowdown primarily to unfavourable currency exchange rates. So that's the general premise of the story. Let's see what evidence they can come up with. They talk about the Australian dollar dropping below 21 baht, down significantly from the 32 baht range seen in the early 2010s. And I remember when I arrived in Thailand in 2011, I think I was getting 33 baht to the Australian dollar. Certainly dropped down a lot since then. And the British pound is also underperforming, compounding travel costs for UK tourists already facing rising expenses at home. And although some visitors point out that Thailand itself isn't to blame, noting the issue lies more with global economic shifts than with local pricing, the impact on tourist numbers is nonetheless being felt on the ground. And among veteran visitors and business owners, confidence in the traditional high season is waning. Many now questioning whether Pattaya's once reliable winter tourism boom still exists in a post-pandemic inflation-hit world. Well, the article's written by pattayamail.com primarily about Pattaya, but probably the same issue is the same right around Thailand. And they say that April's Songkran Festival brought a temporary spike in activity, but several local operators say business quickly tapered off afterwards. Well, certainly that situation happened with, for example, our beach house rentals. But tourism demographics are also shifting. Some regulars have observed a decrease in Western travellers, offset partially by increases from Indian and regional markets. Meanwhile, hotel rates in central Pattaya remained elevated, in some cases comparable to prices in the UK, leaving many price-sensitive tourists to explore alternatives, such as long-term condo rentals. So if you're a longer-term tourist, or maybe one of these digital nomads, have you been searching out these longer-term rentals for villas, houses and condos? Have you had any success? So let's go to the currency markets and see exactly what is happening. And I mean, the truth is that some currencies are going up against the Thai baht, some are going down. Let's see what's happening. So starting off with the US dollar, and today 32.5 Thai baht to the US dollar, and this chart over a year. And over the year, the value of the US dollar to the Thai baht's gone down nearly 10%. But we can see the current rate was matched around about September last year. But if we go back to the value 5 years ago, the actual value of the US dollar has increased 2.5%. And if we look across the chart, well, we're sort of somewhere in the middle of that average over 5 years. And checking all these currencies for 1 year and then the 5-year averages. And checking the British pound, and over the last year it has decreased in value against the Thai baht 6.8%, and over the last year the lowest point was in January this year. And if we look to the right there, just the last 4 or 5 weeks, there has been quite a steep drop in value of the British pound against the Thai baht. But going back over 5 years to now, there's been an increase of nearly 10% in value of the British pound. And a bit like the US dollar, the current rate somewhere sort of in the middle of that 5-year average. As we go to the euro versus the Thai baht, and over the last year there's been a drop in value of the euro of about 3.8%. And the euro hit its lowest point in January this year and has been steadily climbing ever since. Today you'll get nearly 37.8 Thai Baht to your euro. And going back over 5 years, again you can see that the Thai Baht value against the euro sort of in the middle range of that 5-year average. Heading to the Chinese yuan against the Thai Baht, and over the last year you can see that steady decrease in value of the yuan against the Thai Baht. Today getting about 4.5 Thai Baht to the Chinese yuan. If we go back over 5 years, well, it's been a trip up and then a trip back down again. The highest value of the yuan was back in August 2022. And heading south to the Australian dollar to the Thai Baht, a drop in value over the past 12 months of 13.2%. Today you're getting 21 Thai Baht to the Australian dollar. But checking back over 5 years, it was going up and down in a band between 22 and 25 baht to the dollar. But we can see since August last year, there's just been a huge drop in value of the Australian dollar to the Thai currency. Let's check the Canadian dollar. Today you'll be getting 23.7 Thai Baht to your Canadian dollar. And if we go back to January this year, there really hasn't been much change since then in its value. But over the past year, there's been a 10% drop. And over the last 5 years, it's sort of gone up and come back down again. It peaked back in 2022 when 1 Canadian dollar would get you nearly 28.6 Thai Baht. Now checking the Indian rupiah, lots of Indians visiting Pattaya at the moment and other parts of Thailand. And over the past year, it's just been a steady drop of 12.3% in value against the Thai Baht. And if we check over the last 5 years, this is the Indian rupiah, there's been a drop of around about 10%. And it peaked around November in 2022. And it's been on a bit of a roller coaster ride since then, but currently at its lowest level in the past 5 years. Well, it's not a one size fits all, but generally in that comparison anyway, the Thai Baht holding up quite well against these other currencies. But is it all the Thai Baht's fault, or are there other factors involved? We go back to the PattayaMail.com article. And they say while the exchange rate is a major factor, rising airfares and accommodation costs are compounding the problem. Air travel prices have fallen slightly from post-pandemic peaks, but many travellers say they're still far too high, particularly given limited airline competition and added fees. Well, I'm sure there are some regular travellers that will be able to give us some better guidance on that. From what I've been able to see, you can still find some bargains, but really, as far as I can see, the airfares are still holding strong and quite high. And then hotel rates too have remained stubbornly high. What were once affordable escapes are now prompting cost comparisons with destinations closer to home. For many, the solution is shifting towards longer stays in rented condos where monthly costs offer better value. And then beyond prices, many expats believe Thailand needs to rethink its visa policies and approach towards long-stay tourists. There's growing sentiment that Western visitors, particularly retirees and seasonal residents, contribute significantly to the local economy and should be treated less like short-term tourists and more like stakeholders. This seems to be a common thread and a popular whinge for a lot of YouTubers, saying that Thailand should be grateful that we're coming here and spending all our money. The other side of the coin is that perhaps us foreigners should be grateful that Thailand allows us to stay reasonably fuss-free for a year at a time. And maybe the respect pendulum is somewhere in the middle. But I would be very interested to hear from you if you think that the Thai Baht is the problem and the reason maybe the tourist numbers are down at the moment, or whether it's any of those other things, or you might have your own reasons as well. But as we've seen, the Thai Baht seems to be generally holding up quite well at the moment for whatever reason, and there's plenty of conspiracy theories about that as well. But here we are. And here I am enjoying my life here, but very interested to hear about other people's experiences, and also happy to hear about your reasons for coming or not coming to Thailand. So please subscribe to the channel. Very grateful to have you with us today, and we look forward to seeing you next time.